Do you know how much my Uber cost to get here tonight?
I don't want to know. Let me guess. From Darren. So it's what?
It's normally like $12.
So it costs more?
More than normal.
Why? What was on tonight?
I don't know.
$23.
$30
Bullshit.
for a 10-minute drive.
No.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Why was it more?
I don't know.
That's not anything.
So dumb.
That's not...
It's
Why?
lucky.
Did it say in the app how much it was going to cost you?
Yeah, it did. And I'd already had 2 drinks, so I had to.
Why didn't you drive and just leave your car here?
Because I'd already had 2 drinks when I booked. I
Literally
booked an
just
Uber.
what you said. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're off to an absolute flyer.
I could have driven, but I thought it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, no.
Just 2 drinks, maybe I could get away with it, but it's not worth it. So, anyway.
$30 for an Uber. I could
Lucky
have come pick you up.
Lucky I...
Because I'm not busy.
Lucky I have no kids and I'm make $1 million a year.
$1 million. To see all those famous female vocalists sort of number one in your list.
All number one.
All right, should we do it?
It's rock and roll, baby.
I don't have my book this week. I feel a bit...
Yeah, I'm a bit worried for you. I'm not going to lie.
There's
I'm
not much in
worried
it. It's
for you.
normally just what's on the whiteboard and a shit pun. And
Okay.
I've got the pun up here this week.
Okay.
It's extra shit.
It's extra
And then we'll
shit.
just... I'm hoping that this will work where I can just...
Yeah, I think it will.
Oh, there's...
Don't look.
Okay. All right, we're doing it?
Let's do it.
Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
Good. It's just a subtle entry this week
As if you
into
pick
the
up
pod.
the phone for the very first time. You've never answered a phone before.
Hello.
Guys, hello.
Guys.
Welcome. This is Skip the Beat, a podcast loosely based on music. And if you're stumbling across us for the very first time, a very, very special welcome to you. And if you're coming back for the second, third, or 22nd time,
24th
time, then a big thank you and an extra special welcome to you as well. My name is Matt, and I'm joined every week with the other half of the podcast, Kate T to my right. How are you doing?
Bam, bam. I'm doing very well. I'm not sure why I said bam, bam, but
Bam, bam.
but here we are.
Couple of weeks in a row, we know the title of the podcast. Straight up.
Katie had a couple of wines before we hit record and
This could be anything.
Bit of a loose unit.
I don't have a book. You
Matthew
just gone bam, bam.
What's that thing when people go, oh gosh, I'm going to sound so old. What's that thing now that the youth are doing when they like go running or they sit on a plane and don't watch it?
Raw dog.
Raw dogging. You're
Yes,
raw dogging tonight.
I'm raw dogging.
Yeah.
I do it
raw
at work
dogging
all the time.
Yeah.
I see how far through a day I can get without doing anything.
Perfect.
My record's a week and a half. No, I'm obviously joking. Yeah,
Well,
I know. It's
obviously.
obviously. Just if any Excite Media people are listening.
That's right. Which they're not.
Yeah. No. I was going to say something. Yeah, raw dogging. That's a thing. That was a weird thing. Just
Yeah. You're raw dogging tonight, though.
Yeah, no
like,
book.
I mean, ish. It's
Yeah,
a
ish.
bit out of context, but yeah. For
Okay.
me, that's...
okay.
Yeah.
So how you been?
I've been good. I had before I get into how I've been, I just had a little quick correction to make. My bad. I chipped into your
Bank
from
account?
the pouch last
Okay.
week.
Yes, okay.
No, there was nothing
Won't
there.
find much.
I tried, yeah. I chipped into your from the pouch last week with a story about my cousin Tracy, who I call Bucky. Mm-hmm. And I said that she'd left her purse in the airport
yes. Okay.
up on a stick to the pilots. I double checked, and she is a Skippy Bucky. She just corrected me that it was a lanyard with all her keys on it. That's what she had left in the airport. And it was in those times where I don't know, you didn't do a heap of travel probably from that age, but it was back in the day where we all had like 79 padlocks on our suitcases, and like she was backpacking, so there was all the different zipper compartments.
So
they
she
all
needed that. It wasn't like she forgot her house keys, which were irrelevant.
Exactly,
Okay,
yeah. But in hindsight, she said she wasn't worried because she actually had a spare set, but none of us knew she had a spare set. So we saw a lanyard with a million keys on it, and we're like, she gonna need that in Africa when she lands.
Yeah,
so
there'll be definitely no other ways to open up all those padlocks.
I can't. It's such a funny thing that we just don't do anymore. We used to just put padlocks everywhere on luggage back in the day. Back before there was like nice little things.
Or did she listen to?
No, I had to ask her.
Yeah,
I don't think she'd listen. She does listen, but she hadn't heard the ep.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I like Tracy because there's that. Obviously, I've known her I guess, how long have I known you? I guess I probably met her before I was friends with you. Like Anna probably introduced me.
Possibly.
But I love how ever since I've known you, you've always called her Bucky.
Yep.
And so I remember the first time I met Tracy with you there because she called you Bucky.
Yep.
And I was like, the fuck? That's your name.
Oh, you didn't realise she called me?
Yeah,
it's reciprocal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, sorry, that was just up the front. But in terms of how I've been, very good. I think when I was last here, we had, of course, the pod dog Charlie was in the studio with us. So I had like 9 days dog sitting, which meant I wasn't living in my own house. And then almost straight on the tail of that, I went to Sydney for 4 days for work, for an Outer Falls gig, which we'll get to later. And so this week, basically I haven't been in my own house since we last recorded, just back in my own house this weekend. Pumped to be back in the cabin.
Missing Charlie.
Oh, of course, missing Charles. Of course.
When are you getting your own dog?
Oh, probably never.
Okay. The pressure on me to get a dog is
It's
amazing.
intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got the kids. The kid factor is
happen.
It's a lot of pressure, yeah. No,
Okay.
I leave too much. But yeah, so very excited to be back in the cabin. The most interesting thing that's happened to me, aside from going to Sydney, which we'll talk about later, is that I've been cleared as a middle-aged lady by my podiatrist and my physio to return to running. So...
And not orthopedic shoes.
Well, they're still Birkenstock,
Yeah,
so
$4,000 a pair on special.
Yeah. But so I have done, since we last recorded, on the weekend I did my first 2 runs in Sydney over the weekend, and then I did another run at the Gold Coast. I had some meetings on the Gold Coast this week on Monday, and I ran 3K and then 3K and then 4K.
Wow.
And so it did pretty well. 6-minute pace, so not quite as quick as you, but not a bad return to run for a middle-aged lady.
I don't know why you think I'm running quickly.
I just feel like you are.
I did a run yesterday. I did 5K, and it was, I considered it, okay, that's one of my quicker ones, like not on my average, and it was 5K in 29 and a half minutes. So just like I'm running that 6-minute K is my average.
I couldn't run. When I did the 4K though on Monday, blew out to 6.5 minute K. So I think I can hold a 6-minute pace for about 3K, and then I was pretty shellackered.
I wish it wouldn't happen. It's happened the last probably 4 or 5 in a row. I stretch before I run. I have to, about that 3K mark, I have to push pause on the treadmill and I have to do a stretch. I just feel all the tightness coming up my calf into my...
Into your hammies?
And it can happen on either leg. It's not like it's one or the other, but just have to there bend it, stretch it out, take like... Well, obviously, you've got like a 5-minute pause. Like, I don't normally pause for more than a minute. But I was like, I wish that wouldn't happen. Like, I know it pauses the time and everything like that, but I'm like, I want to just keep going. Like,
want to do the full fiver.
I don't want to have the stop. Anyway, well, we're both running. That's great.
We are. So I'm back to a little bit of running. Cycling is still my predominant, but it's really been a wonderful feeling to still be able to just jog along. It's not, I don't even know if I'd call it necessarily running what I've been doing, because even within that 3K, to be honest, well, when I was in Sydney, I had a traffic light at the 1K mark, so I got a really nice breather at the 1K mark.
You're wanting the traffic light to go red,
then into Centennial Park I did the 2K, which was beautiful, and then stopped and walked the rest of the way home.
If you're running 6-minute Ks, that's a run.
I did that for my first 2 runs. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
wasn't too shabby for an old girl.
Jog. That's a run.
Wasn't too shabby for an old girl.
Yeah.
So that's how I've been. How have you been? What's happening?
I have been extremely busy since we did the last pod. Obviously, very heavily music, focused. Just the time that goes into preparing the gig. Now that it's done, now that Sydney's done and that show is done, like that's prepared now for the year.
Yeah.
So there's nothing more to do for Brisbane except for probably one rehearsal
One
with the
rehearsal,
band just
yep.
to tighten the screws.
Yeah.
But yes, it just was there was a lot of things that went wrong, which were both really stressful for me and also just made me worry. I guess that's the same thing as stress, but worried and stressed and anxious about how this show would go. And more so just to put it, I joked with you very briefly. I'd go into it and try and not do a float story from last week. If anyone is listening again and they were confused, that float, I really enjoyed it. Just want to make that clear.
I have had some feedback that people weren't sure. You
Yeah.
spoke about it for 7 minutes, but people weren't
If
necessarily
I actually
sure whether you liked it or not.
I loved it, Wallace.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to tell me why? No. So yeah, I'll try and make this. You can time me.
Are we going into music chat? Because there's something we're supposed to do before music chat. But
let's
you
hold
can.
that. So yeah, it's been extremely busy with all the music.
Anything other than music that you've been doing?
There hasn't been
that's
too
happening?
much. There hasn't been too much at all. There was a bunch of birthdays. So I think I maybe mentioned it. There is in our family. There's about 17 birthdays over the course of about 3 days.
Beautiful.
And we just got news of my in-laws who just became great aunts and uncles for the very first time. So one of Jen's cousins had a little baby on the 23rd of May, which is again between that 23rd and 25th. Yep. So there was quite the excitement there. And then there was my brother and sister who are twins. They had their birthday. There's my brother's, so my niece, she has the birthday on the same day. So there was a little park play for her. Then we had a big family lunch to celebrate all of that. And my middle child Abby, she had a birthday, and then my brother-in-law's mum had a birthday as well. It's just there's so many.
Are you involved in your brother-in-law's mum's birthday? Are you?
Because my sister and brother-in-law live with.
Yeah.
It was just we went to a big family lunch, and of course we're like, come and enjoy.
Okay.
So yeah, Carol came along.
Yeah.
Celebrated.
Beautiful.
Ate some cake.
But it was her birthday.
It was her birthday.
That's what I mean, though. You weren't having a function. You said it like we were seeing each other and we're like, oh, come along. But it was her birthday.
Yeah, it was her birthday as well as, I guess, we're putting a lunch together being
it was covering all the other birthdays.
Yes, it's
gotcha.
There's Josh and Sarah. We've got to celebrate them. There's Abby. There's Amelia.
I would have hoped you would have invited her for her birthday.
Yeah, come, we'll make it. We're part of the celebration. You're included too.
Gotcha. I thought when you were talking about all those birthdays, it was all separate events.
All about inclusion, Wallace.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Of course you are. Of course you are. My bad.
So that's probably the only thing outside of, I guess, music where it was a full day. Like it was kind of just a full couple of 2 days of celebrating. But that's about it. So we'll get into the rest of music chat.
We will. Just quickly before music chat. You go though.
No.
You've pointed at me.
No. It's over to you.
Over to you. Oh, it's not huge. We just neglected our last podcast. We recorded and then we dropped it down on the 23rd of May, which you've already mentioned. That was a big birthday day in your family. We dropped that podcast on the 23rd of May. The 22nd of May was our 1 year pod birthday. And we forgot to celebrate. So tonight I've got a sparkling. You've got a red. I'll just top up my sparkles
we'll do
there.
cheers.
We'll do a little cheers to.
I'll turn this so it picks it up. Here we go.
Just a little. Oh, that sounded.
That's glass, mate. It's
Clinky?
crystal, mate. I should have had the crystal as well.
Glass versus crystal. I think crystal was the winner then.
Must be nice.
It's our 1 year anniversary of the pod.
1 year.
And we've done, and I had a look today. So this is our 24th episode.
We've got some stats.
So we're almost fortnightly.
Yeah, fortnightly pod.
Yeah, which is way better than I thought we had managed. Like,
Everyone, this
way
is Skip
better.
the Beat. We are a fortnightly podcast loosely based on music.
In 2025, we've been a monthly podcast, but because we did some heavy lifting in 2024, we've managed to pull off almost a fortnightly schedule.
Yep.
So if we really get our shit together, we might become a fortnightly podcast loosely based on music. And I had a couple of questions for you, but I don't know that you'll have an answer to any of them because I didn't cheat and check to have an answer myself. So I don't know.
You're going to ask how many ums we had?
No.
90% came in the first episode.
It's more just that I don't. Well, you actually probably will remember because you've actually got a memory. But I just wanted to check, like, do you in your memory, do you have a favourite ep that you can remember? Oh. Yeah, see, I didn't either. And I thought I could have told you this before and we could have had a look at all the the
No,
like
because there's
the
been
titles.
so many. There's been quite a few funny moments if we go back and think of them, but not. I know that maybe 4 or 5 episodes ago, you and I finished recording, and I think after we listened to the edit, we thought we said to each other, that's our best one yet. Just in terms of, I think we're giving each other a bit of banter and a bit of shit.
But was that at the end of last year, or at the start of this year? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
I don't remember either. Yeah, I do remember. I remember that ep though, but I can't remember what it was. So that's good. I'm glad you're the same as me.
Yep.
I would have felt really bad if you'd just been like, ep 17, you knew the title,
Yep.
da da da.
Especially
no
at 17 minutes 32.
Either.
Like that was.
Do you so without a favourite ep, do you have a favourite memory or something that you can remember making us laugh pretty hard? Again, there's no pressure on this because
not off the top of my head. There's been heaps of that. Have we had a good belly chuckle on the pod? Like, have we had it where we're just absolutely...
My memory is that most of our really deep belly chuckles have been in the edit rather than... So maybe the pod's pretty shit because the best times that we have are often not recorded.
We should do a behind-the-scenes filming and set up some mics when we're editing and listening back.
Because last ep is a classic example to me because when you told a 7-minute story about going in a float tank with Jen, like you did want to cut it, but we just couldn't figure out a way to cut it without cutting 20 minutes of the pod. Like we were laughing so hard.
Yeah, it was very funny.
We were laughing so hard that you kept finding a way to tell that story. And that to me, that laugh, I know we have almost every time we edit, we'll have one of those laughs. And so to me, if I'm thinking about a favourite memory, unfortunately, Skippy's, a lot of my favourite memories come in the edit when we realise how completely stupid we both are. Do you have anything else at all that you can remember? I'm really springing this on you, so there's no pressure whatsoever.
I don't know. There's been a lot of very funny.
I've loved all the from the pouches, just like remembering all those moments that we've had in life together.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't, I think we'd have the little timer ticking if I tried to. So
that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, on the
if
spot.
you don't have it off the top of your head, that's fine.
Okay.
Do you have any regrets?
Telling people how much I enjoyed a float.
Just a very recent regret. I'll tell you what my regret is. My regret is that, and it's not really a regret because I've thoroughly enjoyed everything. My biggest regret is just maybe I haven't invested quite enough in preparation some weeks. So some weeks I feel like I could have done a bit more. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like I could have done a bit more about supporting the pod on social media, all of those things that you do so much work for Alta Falls. That's something I could have really picked up for the pod and I haven't done yet. That's probably a regret I have.
Yeah, now that you've said that, I think that's probably the biggest room for improvement is just getting a little bit. We've got the technology these days and those AI softwares that break down a clip and
to make those clips for us.
Just to get social media, like it's so important. Like I've learnt the lesson over the years with the band how important it is, and it is hard to come up with content, but when you do, it works. Just so well. That I now know how to do it for the band. It should be happening for the pod, really. Yeah. But it's just the biggest thing is time.
We just haven't done it,
It's the time.
And I think ultimately we didn't start the pod with any illusions of anyone listening. We were doing it for ourselves. Let's just have an outlet. Let's see what happens. But if we're going to continue doing it, we probably need to think a little bit broader.
Just a few more listeners just to stumble on by this pod. No, okay. No, that's great.
Do you have any other sort of regrets or anything that you can think of?
Waiting for me to say something about puns or something like that.
Do you regret the 23 puns of the week that you've told, or you're going to stand by them all?
No, we're sticking by it. I don't stay here. I don't ever state these aren't shit. Like, if I was saying, now, Wallace, I've got something that's going to slay you. You can't wait to hear this. Yuck. Like, calendar, its days are numbered. Yuck. Like, it's just... I know what they are.
Yeah, you do. And you persist.
I do, and I'm going to.
Yeah. No, I stand by them too. I do. I've done something a little bit different for the 1 year anniversary, and you haven't noticed it, and it's making me feel much better about the fact that I didn't notice you shaved your head 4 months ago. It's not as noticeable as that at all. I wore earrings tonight.
You know what? This is when
if you're going to say you noticed, then I'm going to say you're a liar.
No. Honestly, when you were outside, when you walked in, you sat down and enjoyed while Jen and we caught up and we had dinner and whatnot. Yep. You're sitting on the couch. I did have a little thought being like, oh, you've got... I didn't say anything, but obviously. But I was like, oh, you've got... I noticed the black studs for like a brief second and thought, is that something... That's something different.
The fact that you didn't say anything, I was like, that's the same as the fact that because I haven't worn earrings once the whole 12 months that we've recorded the pod. This is the first time I've ever worn earrings.
Okay.
And I thought,
well, it jumped out.
I did it did jump out at you. I hate you. Okay.
And that's 100% honest.
But that's my happy 1 year anniversary to the pod. Popped a pair of earrings in, and I haven't worn earrings for I don't even remember how long, and I thought I was going to have to re-pierce my ears to get them in, but there you go.
And I've got to say, it's taken you that long you haven't noticed the other tattoo I got when I was in Sydney either.
You did not.
No, I didn't.
You did not. You can't get me there. Oh, let's move on to music chat then. We got so much to get into. I don't have a lot. Do you want me to do mine first?
Yeah,
what do we think?
I don't understand what you've written up there.
Yeah, I've done the whiteboard today.
I can see tit.
Yeah, I wrote tit. That's because I'm a massive les.
Tit. Titany. Titter queer. Hang on. Titanic.
Definitely doesn't say Titaquia. It says Titanic.
Titanic. Okay.
Titanic.
What's Titanic?
I went to I don't know what you would call it. I guess a musical. When I was down in Sydney. Yeah.
With Judes and Jeeves. Yeah.
Bought tickets for my dad and my stepmom. We went to Titanic, and it's a musical. It is a retelling of the movie Titanic through the lens of Celine Dion music. And it's only playing in Sydney. It's had a massive run in Sydney through the Sydney Festival. It's only got a couple of weeks left to run, 9-month season. And they told us when we were there, they're not taking it anywhere else in Australia. And it is one of the funniest and best shows I have ever seen. 27 out of 10 I'm going to give it.
That makes me want to just do a sneaky little jump on a plane for a night and get down and see it.
I talked to my sister Anna about doing just that because I'm like, I deeply, deeply belly laughed like at least every 5 to 7 minutes.
Oh, it sounds like would I enjoy it, knowing me?
Yeah, you know Celine. You don't know her probably as well as I do. There's a couple of deep cut songs in there, but it's mostly the big Celine Dion numbers you'd know. Do you know the movie Titanic well?
Yes.
Yeah, as well as I do. Yeah. I've seen it many times. Not a million times, but enough. They just pull out all the really silly, hilarious moments. It's told through the lens of Celine Dion, and it opens and it's as though Celine Dion was on the ship in Titanic. Okay. And it is just the woman who plays, it's very camp, so it's a very camp show. But
they do middle of the week runs. Should I try and
get down there? If you're going to go, I'm going with you. I'm not even joking. I'll get us frequent flyer flights and we'll go down for a night if you want to do it.
Flights are pretty cheap. I'm trying to think. I know that
it's lit. I laughed so much, and yeah, it was the woman who plays the character of Celine Dion was just nailed the brief, and then all the other characters. Anyway, if you love Celine Dion, if you know and understand Titanic, there's a few RuPaul references, lots of pop culture references. I'm pretty sure I got most of them, and I'm not always up on pop culture, but I just got enough to just find it thoroughly enjoyable.
Made me want to do matinees.
I don't know. We'll have to look. We'll check after this.
Let's look, because that's
Titanic. It was really great. My sister Anna and I don't even know how many years ago, sometime in the last 10 years ago, we went to a show together at the Powerhouse in Brisbane, and it was a cabaret show that a woman had done, like a one-woman show. She had a little band though, and it was a sort of a cabaret show based on the music of Karen Carpenter. And Anna and I, my sister and I, to this day talk about that show. And this Titanic is the closest thing that's come to that experience. Just this unexpected experience where something just blows you away. And the funniness of it is the thing for me. But on top of that, just kick-ass vocalists, like
great.
Unbelievably talented vocalists. Like you're singing Celine, so you've got to have some pipes.
How did Jeeves and Judes find it? Did they like it?
Yeah, they did. They did. They thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Let's chat.
Yeah, let's chat after. So that's my music chat. It's a big gig June though, I will say. I know you were saying before you've got Holy Holy.
That's this Saturday night.
Yeah, you've got Holy Holy.
It's their
in
last
June.
show ever.
Yeah.
End of the tour. One final bang.
It's sold out, isn't it?
I don't think Brisbane's sold out yet. Which
I could still get a
surprises me.
ticket yet because I am at home.
You could.
I'll
Come
see.
and join. We
I might decide
Nathaniel
to do
and I
it.
gave a little gift when it came out to Scott and Katie.
Oh, amazing.
And said,
okay.
you've got to come. We want you to see. Because I guess the way that they use track and the way, I guess their sound and whatever, it's kind of in a direction that Outer Falls want to go.
Yep.
So we've been trying to get Scott there for
It's a good
ages.
show. I have seen them. They do put on a good gig.
Just the videos I've seen is phenomenal. So it's, we've said to Katie and Scoot, you're free, you're going to be, and we're getting you a ticket.
Amazing.
So
I might go. I might get a ticket. I've got nothing on this weekend.
Complete the team.
Yeah, I should.
Little AF team.
Yeah. I think I
You'll
might
come.
do
You
that.
will.
Yeah, I think I might. Actually, we'll get those tickets after. But yeah, you've got that. I've got this month. I've got Casey Chambers, Boo Seeker, Super Jesus.
Oh, Super Jesus.
And Outer Falls. So I've got a big June. I've got a big couple of weeks coming up. Plenty of gigs
And Holy
locked
Holy.
in. And Holy Holy potentially.
Wow.
Well, definitely. We'll book
And then
those
next
tickets
month's
tonight.
big too because we've got Preachers in there next month.
Yeah. So there's a lot
Gonna be
coming
great.
up. So I had Titanic and then just 4 or 5 mega gigs. So June is absolutely loaded for me. So that's it for me for Music Chat. The main reason for Music Chat tonight, though, is to debrief. Outer Falls had a great show in Sydney. I was there on the merch, and I want you to tell everyone all about it.
From someone, I guess, being in the band, there was a lot of stresses and everything. As I said, I'll quickly touch base on that soon. But overall, everything went well.
Yep.
And
Great
Nathaniel and I have debriefed as, I guess, and we loved it. We are blown away by just how many random people rock up.
Yeah.
It was a nice full room. It was our biggest show in Sydney yet. And just, I think it was the amount of feedback we got from people, like just days after, even today, like got more messages of people being like, so sorry it's late. I'm like, what the heck are you apologizing for? Like sending videos
You
and
were there.
photos and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like being like how much they loved the show. And I guess you and I haven't had a proper catch up yet about it.
Not
And
at all.
I love how with you, like we have a good enough friendship and we both love music enough that I know that you could tell me areas of a performance that weren't great and that I'm not going to be offended. Like I know that you don't sugarcoat shit being like, oh, it's just a friend. Yeah, you did really good. Sounds great. But it sounds like you thought it was like you sent me a couple of messages being like a few songs gave you, like a song in particular gave you goosebumps.
Yep.
The cover that we chose to do, like I learned how to play harmonica. Well, I'd learned how to play harmonica beforehand, but had to go and buy one in B to do it in that key.
Yeah.
Or B flat. Good chat. But yeah, it was. So you overall, you've been to a lot of Outer Falls gigs. How did it sort of sit compared to others? Are we on the upward? Was it?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it because it's a new set for me. So we're on a sort of you guys are just playing shows, but it's a completely new set from anything I'd heard before. I loved the opening far better. So I thought Into It just was far better. Yep. You and for any Outer Falls fans listening, the whole last sort of tour set list they did tried to forget about. Is that what you were calling Michelle?
Yes.
Yeah. They went back to the original version of that song, which to me is still the best song that these guys have ever done. I shouldn't say it's the best song. It's my favourite. It's my personal favourite. They went back to the original version of that song, which is in Michelle's in 3, and you try to forget about we was in 4, right? Or
Yeah,
was it the
kind
opposite
of in
way
6-8.
around?
No. It's all, we kind of kept it in that 6-8. But
Yeah.
I guess just
different feel completely. Which, and I liked the new version, but the original, and it's the first time I'd heard them do it in a long time in the original iteration.
You didn't know we were
right?
going to do it that way, did you?
Did not. And got goosebumps from head to toe just before they came into the second verse. I don't know what it was. I just got an absolute goosebump through my whole body. And I was like, and that, that doesn't just happen. That means to me when music does that, it's a really special thing. So there's something about that song to me that is really, really special. And I don't know if it's just because Michelle, who Nathaniel wrote the song about, is my childhood best friend. Like I don't know. I don't think that's why I love the song. I've just always loved the song. And yeah, the new cover, which I'd never heard before, you on the harmonica, it just sounded great. And I saw people in the audience. There's no way that everyone in the room knew that song because it's as much as you think it's not an obscure artist,
song. It's a Sam Fender cover, and and the song itself is only a few months old.
Yeah, it's an obscure cover to do that only really a few people know. And I don't know if you could tell from the stage, but by the second chorus, everyone was singing along to that. So it was a great choice for a cover, and it just landed beautifully in the set, to my mind.
I didn't notice it in the cover so much. I think because I was concentrating. I mean, it's a weird one because it's an easy song to play in terms of structure and chord changes and things like that. But I guess I had a lot going on with
you were playing the harmonica, sing and play,
whatnot, and also have the stress of is this going to fucking crash on us like it has been in rehearsals. But the thing probably the biggest thing that blew me away was there is obviously we call it our TikTok original OG family that. There was a handful of them there, and that just blows us away. But obviously, as we're growing and there's more people, like there was the vast majority of people that were there. I had no idea who they were, and to look out and see them in not just one song but multiple songs, they're singing the
along.
words.
Yeah, 100%.
As a musician, that is that's the almost goosebump moment, being like, oh my God, like not only have you found us, you've enjoyed our songs, it's connected with you in a way, you've paid money to come and out of your busy life to come and see us. You don't know us from a bar of soap. I don't know you from a bar of soap. Yeah. But yet somehow that's just it's a dream. Yeah. Like that's like the gig's fun to do, but someone actually singing your lyrics is it's a weird thing. Just being like, it's almost like
it's a weird thing for me too, so it must be even weirder for you.
How on earth do you know this? I guess we've released it. Like that's how you've listened to it. That's how.
But it's also a sign of good songwriting because it's connecting enough that people want to remember it. Because my whole thing is, I went to however many shows I did last year with you guys, 5 shows, maybe 6 shows. I don't remember.
You did a handful. Yeah, you did quite a few.
I did all of your Australian shows, whatever it was, and then. I don't listen to alto falls on my day-to-day, right? But I sang every word to every song on Saturday night. So I know every lyric to all of your songs as well. And so, which is also a really good sign of it's not even necessarily my genre. There's some songs that I just are bangers that I love. I don't love every song, but I know the words to every song. So to me, I was seeing people sing along and I'm like, oh, I'm singing along too. Like, here we are. This is a thing that we're all doing on this Saturday night. Here's 160 of us in this room together. And that is unusual because I go to gigs all the time and I don't know the lyrics to 80% of the songs. So it's really special.
Weird thing.
It is
and
really
we did
special.
Something new this time. Like, again, when we were recommended to do it and had the idea to do it, was a bit of a mixture of a recommendation. Why don't you try this? And then we thought, oh, maybe not. And then we thought, well, let's do it. We did we sold a handful of tickets, called it VIP, which at the start I was like, who are you? What the heck? Like, nice try. but people bought the tickets, and it was we're doing it for all our shows this year, and it's worked. Like again, that was the first time, so we tried it. It worked well. We'll learn a lot from it. But people that travelled, like we basically got early, and that come in and see a little bit behind the scenes. So
so they came in, they got to see the sound check,
whatever that throws at you. Thank God there wasn't any. Crashes, but if there was, they would have got to experience what the stresses of behind the scenes, because it's a lot. You were there right from the start. It's a lot to set up, get everything done.
It's a big afternoon.
It's a huge.
The show doors at 7:30, and we were there at 3:30. So it's a lot of hours of setup.
But they came in, got to see behind that. We got to have a chat with a bunch of them. We gave them a few little. I'm going to give a few things away because I know a few people that are listening are seeing us, but a few little surprises,
special treats.
Little treats. But when we were having a chat with them and going through, I guess, any questions that they had about, which again blew me away, just like people wanting to ask questions and know more about how we do things. Just understanding where people came from. Like there was people from like near Bathurst, Parkes, Penrith, like out, like just, I know Penrith is maybe an hour away, but like Bathurst and things like 4 hour drives. And they'd come in that afternoon to be there for that. And they were driving home at the end of the night. Like not even trying to stay in the city for the night. Like I would just head home at 10 o'clock, 10:30 and just drive home for 4 hours. Like
I don't think I've ever done that for a gig. I can't imagine what would be 3 or 4 hours. It would be like us going to a gig in Maryborough, I guess.
Maybe it's different for us because we're not regional.
Well, we don't have to do it. That's right. But I'm just trying to think, if the person I loved the most in the world was at Maryborough, I would at least go and stay there. So if you're famous female vocalist, if you're living in Maryborough, and let's say either, who are your tops? Your Celine, Mariah, Brandy Carlisle, Shania Twain. I mean, like there's 9,000. Missy, Kate
if they all were there and they all came to
I'd be driving to Brisbane every time.
There you go.
But like, I guess.
They're like ridiculous acts. Like not like a little band from Brisbane out of Falls. Like it just...
I also just can't relate because I'd stay with my sister if I drove in. Like they were literally driving back to their houses that night. It was pretty unreal.
It feels really, I don't know what the word is. Like
it's humbling. I bet.
But humbling, and also just, I guess that's the definition of humbling. Like we are not worthy of this. Why are you? It was a really, really good night. And like we talk about music and stuff on this podcast. It's loosely based on music.
It is.
It's tough.
You're allowed to talk about music.
It's tough being in a band. It's tough when it comes to the financial side of things. And obviously every gig we've done to date has been, it's kind of, you've got to accept the loss and go, we recuperate. Is that a word? Recoup some of the costs, but not all of it.
But not all of them.
But of course, over time that adds up. Like the losses add up as a business, and
realistically, all of last year was a loss. Like if we're being real about it,
was. And it's that there's a lot of expenses. Like just to run through a handful. Obviously, you've got flights there's 4 people, accommodation, the van hire, the sound engineer. Those obviously the costs associated with the venue. Yes, merch is a little bit different, but you still have to invest in your merch to get it on hand.
It's an outlay.
What else is that? Support act. We've got to pay a support act. Nathaniel and I, as business owners of Outer Falls, like Katie and Scott are session musicians, so there's obviously we pay them for rehearsals and like per DMs to while they're down there, and obviously there's a show rate as well, which absolutely we want to do. I'm trying to think of all the other
you have
costs.
to do if you want them there. That's what it is.
We got hit with another $225 luggage fee on the way back, which really was the icing on the cake for me. We just got stuck with they were playing by the rules. They just decided to play by the rules,
flown all over the country the last 12
not
months.
An issue at
never
all.
Had
Pulled
that hit.
all the weight. Basically, we get 256 kilos between all of us. And they've just been like, we understand that those are heavier items and these are lighter items. As long as we'll just pool it all together. But they were really playing by the books, being like, no, those two, that equals the 64. You're allowed only, so that's done. And we're just like, it was. We just got a really tough person. I don't want to go into any of that because they're just doing their job, but I was biting my tongue.
It's really hard when you're an independently touring band to be like, oh gosh.
But before we count merch, which is obviously nice to have as your gravy on top, it looks like, well, it not looks like, we have.
They've made money.
We came out ahead. So cost covered, and the business gets a little bit of that loss from last year back.
Yeah, which is amazing. Which is the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And the good thing is as we grow, like if we were to go to Sydney again and play to, let's say we were able to sell 500 tickets, the cost of doing that doesn't go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be Nathaniel and I always want to be on the front foot and be right, the people that we would pay, we'd love to pay a little bit more to, like for band members and merch.
No, merch will never cost you anything.
But it's in a sense we're at that point now where it's a numbers game now. So if we know that, okay, we're selling X amount of tickets, and if we can sell more than that, it actually starts to become a profitable exercise, which is a very rare thing. There's obviously not a lot of bands that do that. So the fact we've been able to do that third time to Sydney is a huge step.
The other thing that just people aren't doing, just from me as like from the merch side of it, is there is nobody of your size doing what you're doing in the world of merch. There's just nobody. Like in terms of how much you're selling at a gig like that. Like
it's a lot. It blew me. It's just the people that are buying.
I didn't tell you, but Dan, the guy who supported you, who I loved his set. Did
he buy merch?
No, he didn't buy merch, but the story relates to him a little bit. So is it Druhan? Druhan. Great set. I loved it because he did his set the way I love to perform. He told stories and I found him very funny. And I thought of a lot of your support that I've seen. I thought your audience respected him really beautifully that night. Sometimes your other support acts, lots of people are talking, but they really seemed tuned into him. Dan's dad came up to talk to me at the merch stand.
Martin.
Hilarious. So we just had a big chat about merch, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so keen. Look what you're doing here. It's good, good, good." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And it's amazing what a good little boost that gives to your numbers, just being able to do that. And I was amazed because third year in Sydney, last year there was a couple of new merch things, but everything essentially was the same as the show last year, and we still did like
really good merch.
In my mind, huge numbers compared to what like a normal band would do.
Yeah,
it's huge numbers in sales.
It is. We're very fortunate because I guess Nathaniel and I keep saying the big thing that we've always struggled with is we're doing this like we're completely self-managed, independent. Like there's no like when bands say that they're independent, like. And they might say that we're not getting help from the powers above. Like they're still either got some type of manager or booking agent or automatic support. As soon as they release a single, it's on playlists
radio.
And on radio, which is I know people don't say that stuff doesn't matter, but the reality is it absolutely does matter.
Yeah.
Like it's a huge thing. If you get on a New Music Friday on Spotify, your streaming numbers and listeners go up, and that's how people find you. If you get on a rotation on certain radio stations and getting played 3 or 4 times a day for 2 or 3 weeks at a time and getting that support, it's a lot more than 1 or 2 plays here and there.
Yeah.
So we don't like that. We haven't had rotation. We don't have a booking agent. We don't have a manager. We don't have anyone in our pocket at all. We've never had an editorial playlist. And so that's what blows us away is the fact that we can do that as a little self-managed independent band from Brisbane that have, invested, not just, in marketing that's worked well, but invested, time in making the connections
with those real people.
There's so many people that are like, you messaged me. I'm like, cool. I think I remember you, but that was
so many
hundreds and hundreds of messages ago.
Yeah.
But I think that's been the real reason. Now, that obviously can't continue forever, but at the moment, that is the key, to how it's been growing so much.
Yeah, and that will be what the next few years brings, hey? Like what is sustainable and because you can definitely see that the people that have known you guys since the start, there is that expectation that they're going to get time with you, and they're always very gracious, and they wait and they wait.
At the end, your Bradskis and your Scotties.
Yeah.
Well, Bradsy's been at every bloody gig. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So AF chat.
So,
we didn't talk about Ableton, but
yes. Look, just very quickly, the stresses of it. Let's see if I can do this in under give me 90 seconds?
Yeah.
Go.
Well, we did talk about Matt's new little gimmick, little box.
time,
so that's maybe. Oh, it's not really
we don't
part
know.
of this.
We
but
thought that it might have been basically the system that controls all of the visuals that we use when we play. Just basically all the track that we use. It all has to sync up, and the click in our ears and everything. Basically, at any point, whether we just first open the program or whether it would be randomly 10 seconds or a minute into the set or an hour into the set, it would just crash.
It's crashed in every rehearsal they had before the gig.
The hours we spent, the stressing of everything it was really stressful. We're thinking, we actually started to do a rehearsal being like, I think we're going to have to do it without visuals or whatnot.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that didn't happen. A complete restore of my computer on the Friday night. It was all it took.
Seemed to do the trick,
But yeah, just it made me think of, wow, and there's a lot of bands that play to track and visuals and things like that. Like, it is a very common
fallible
thing.
system, though.
So we're not the only, and we're using what a lot of other bands, bigger bands, would use. So
you're not using the Temu version.
No, we're not.
Yeah, you've paid the real money.
Stapleton.
Yeah.
Wasn't Unstapleton. Mick. Mick-mick.info. There you go. You're welcome. What was I saying? I've got about 33 seconds left, if that. But basically, that it just goes to show that we had to prepare of what do we do if all else. We just have to be what an old school band would be and just play without track, play without visuals, just go up and play instruments.
Yeah.
But it was all the stress in that last week for me. It was like when I got home on Sunday, like the Monday and even yesterday and even today, like I have thankfully slept. I've slept like an absolute log, but even just waking up in the morning have been absolutely exhausted. The neck, it's taken me so long.
Yeah.
Like after my coffee and everything, it's just, I think it was off the back of just that, because I'm like, people are paying to come and see us. Like, I want this show to be, the hours that go into preparing the visuals and the tracks and to have it crash, it was like the hours I've put into this and it's not going to work. Holy manoli.
The absolute credit to you, because I didn't know the lead up till I went to the airport to pick up the van to pick you guys up. And then you briefly just said to me in the van,
what a week it's been, Wal.
You briefly just were like, everything could go to shit tonight. We don't know if the program's even going to open. And I was like, the complete respect from me was the absolute calm way that you guys dealt with it. And I know for a fact if I was in that position, that would not have been how it looked. And yeah, just the problem solving and the having a backup and just being like, oh, if we can't have the gold standard, we've got this other backup plan. It was admirable.
It's taken a lot of years of therapy to get me to that point, because there's definitely, I had to bite my tongue a lot in like some of the things I would have said and cursed in that final week. I would have hated to have a camera on me because it wouldn't have been pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I guess I woke up on the morning we flew down and it was like, you know what? Whatever
can't do anything
happens,
about it.
people are coming tonight and we're going to put a show on.
And they'll love it regardless. That's the thing to remember.
But yes, it wasn't issues. How was that? That was probably 3 minutes in the end, but
that's okay.
We're not at a 23 minute.
I reckon we're going to bump this next segment again, though.
Again? Okay, your call.
because we're at 48 minutes and I want to devote some time to some other things.
Okay.
We've been bumping this segment for, I think, this whole year almost.
Are you just going to wait for the next season?
Maybe. Maybe. I'll give you a teaser for the 7 people listening. We're going to do a segment at some point about reality singing competitions.
Idol, X Factor, The Voice, those type of shows.
Yeah. Matt's got an insider story. I've got some opinions because I'm a diehard viewer. Matt's not a diehard viewer at all.
No.
But we've got some good inside stories to tell about that, and that's just going to have to wait till another time, which is fine. I think it's an evergreen topic.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah, I think
all
so.
Right.
Because there's something really, really important at point 4.1 on the whiteboard that we need to get to, and that is Choccie Chat. We got to get there because Matt's outdone himself. Matt has brought 5 different flavors to Choc Chat this week.
Now I'm just going to try and remember.
And he's just got a bunch of, for those not watching on YouTube, he's just got 79 pieces of chocolate on a plate, and he reckons he knows
I do.
I
know
don't
where
need
exactly where I'm
two
at.
pieces of every chocolate.
No, I do, and that's fine.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't. I
All
only
right,
need
so
one.
this is, if you have been listening to a few other, we've done it twice before. I don't know what we've got no record of previous. We'd have to go back and
You wrote
listen,
something in your book, I remember.
which is over there. I don't have a book tonight.
You don't,
Raw
not
dogging.
for tonight.
Raw
Not for
dogging.
tonight.
But basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an unknown flavour.
Yep.
You're going to see if you can guess what it is, and then you're going to give it a rating. But you're not going to give me the rating until the end, because you're going to, rate these 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Now, there is 2 flavours here as well that I have not tried either, that I've purposely saved.
Ever?
No.
Okay. In the history of your life,
In the history
ever.
of life, yep. I've never tried
So you've gone
these.
some of the limited editions in this.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
So as a very first one, let's get the ball rolling. Let's get that one there.
Let's get that one
see
there.
See what you think of that.
It's got bits in it. Has it just got one bit in it or multiple bits in it?
There's 2 things, really.
Is it another one of those marvellous ones?
No, it's not a marvellous one. It's one that's been around for years. Years and years and years.
It's got like a raspberry jelly in it. Is it like a what's that thing called that Daryl Lee does? It's like a what's the thing? What's the thing? What's the thing?
Do you want me to tell you what flavour it is? It might make sense when I do. It's a Black Forest.
It's not what I was going to say.
I know
but
you'd
yeah,
never
it is
buy
a
a Black Forest, but yeah, that's your Black Forest.
Black Forest is a dark horse for me because Black Forest is cheekily good.
Yeah, it's one of the Aussie dad favourites.
So what is a Black Forest? It's got a raspberry juice.
Yeah,
Has
and
it got a
it's
nut
kind
normally?
of nut in it, yes. I
didn't get a nut in my piece.
Okay, yeah, so it comes with nuts in it as well.
Okay.
Like, it's very close to the fruit and nut, but it's more it's got that.
Yeah, but it's not a sultana. It's a jelly-y juby. Yep, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Black Forest, okay.
Okay, I'm just going to...
Well, it's sitting at number 1 at the moment.
Okay, good. I'm going to actually jump that one. I want to do this one next.
Okay.
What do you think of that there?
At some point tonight, Matt's going to fuck with me. I'll tell you that for free. There's going to be something that's got mint in it.
Yeah, that one.
I have no idea what that is.
Do you like it? That's one I wanted to save my first taste
I don't
for
hate
tonight,
it.
but I couldn't. I had to try it.
It's...
What does it taste like?
What is that?
You're going to have
Is
your
it-
second bit.
So it's chocolate. It's got a thin layer of something.
I am. I'll have
It's
a
got
second.
like a thin... It's either... It's like violet crumbly. It's almost caramelly a bit.
What could that be?
It's like a brittle. Like a,
Yeah, what would that be then?
it'd be like a butterscotch.
Oh, you're so close. It's sticky toffee.
Sticky toffee, yeah. That's
Right.
exactly what it is. But it's ever so thin and
Yeah,
delicate.
it's good, isn't it? It's one of my favourite flavours I've ever tasted.
That's on top of the
Yeah, it is for me too.
Black Forest for me.
Okay.
Yeah, good one.
All right.
Go on.
That one there. I don't want to.
That one?
Finger your chocolate.
That's okay. Finger away.
Now this one here. Now before you taste this, I have not tasted this, and I thought, oh, that's interesting.
Okay.
So let's see what you think.
It's a bigger, for those not watching, it's a bigger square. It's not your classic Cadbury size square.
Okay.
It's not for me because it's minty.
Incorrect.
It is.
It's not minty.
No. It's garlicky? It's something
I think it'll make sense when I tell you
yeah,
what it is.
it is. It's not something I like.
That flavour, I don't rate that. That flavour is. I'm going to have the second piece. Though.
No, I want to guess what that is.
Okay, guess what that is.
I-
You might have to have your second piece.
No, I had the second bit of the half piece. The second bit of the half piece. The second half of the first piece. What is that flavour? It's dog shit is what it is.
I'm going to tell you, and you're going to go, of course it is.
Yeah, what is it?
Jen looked at it and went, nah.
What's that flavour?
It's fizzy cola.
Ah. It's shit cola though. It's like AC cola. It's LA Ice is what that is.
Don't rate that at all. I had a second one to try. Okay. Bottom of the list for you. The 3.
It might be bottom of the list of anything we've ever eaten in the whole choc chat.
Oh, well, really? Okay. I can't remember what you gave me. You didn't give me fucking pineapple lumps, did you?
I have.
That's bottom for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Go that one there.
I'm still trying to get through that, but
You need a palate cleanser.
is that mint? Is that just a classic choc mint? Still better than that cola one.
Okay.
So that's just your normal.
That's your classic peppermint. But you wouldn't rate that. If that was frozen or really cold, I would love it. I had a whole block of it.
So I hate mint flavour. Matt knows this. So this is a stitch up. But I will, once a year, someone will have a pack of
dinner mints.
Yeah, after dinner mints or a pack of choc mint biscuits, and I'll be like, shit, yeah, let me into that.
Which I find so funny.
Whereas you're not like that with a pineapple. It's just a hard no at all times.
No.
I'll still eat this. I've had 5 or 6 wines, so that's about the time that I'm going to eat a mint and be like, oh, yeah, that's all right.
I strategically place it after what I thought would be the
worst,
shittest flavour of all.
That's definitely better than the cola.
Okay.
Even sober Katie says that.
Okay.
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
I'd be surprised if you didn't. I'm like, who are you?
That cola thing tastes... I mean, my initial guess was garlic. So
Garlic
that's how bad the choc cola was.
Now, last one. This one here I also haven't tasted before.
Now, this is a ginormous... This piece, that's definitely, I can tell just by looking at it, it's one of the creations.
Yeah, so the Fizzy Cola was a new Marvel creation.
And I can tell that that's got some coconut in it. I think, from looking at it.
Sure, you think.
Oh, a little bit of a clinker, maybe. It's delicious.
It's really good. So this is...
It's coconut.
This is a particular type of dessert that you would have with something.
Trifle.
Give you another hint. It's a type of dessert slice that you might have with a certain nut added.
Okay. I didn't get a nut in my piece. That was an excellent noise you just made. Okay.
We'll play that back right here.
I can't tell you what that is.
Okay, so that one there is Rocky Road with peanut.
Rocky Road's the word I was trying to think of when we were eating the Black Forest. Because they're almost indistinguishable. Because the Rocky Road has jelly bits. A Rocky Road has jelly bits and nuts in it and coconut. So the Black Forest is almost Rocky Road. Okay, Rocky Road the peanut.
Okay, so we had Black Forest. We had Sticky Toffee.
Yep.
We had Fizzy Cola. We had Peppermint. And we had Rocky Road featuring peanut.
Yep. So the
I think you and I, will be different, but...
Well, our number one's the same, for sure.
Which is a Sticky Toffee. Yes, that's up there for me.
Sticky Toffee's number one.
Yep.
I'm going to put the Rocky Road at number 2.
Yep.
I'm going to put the Black Forest at number 3.
Yep.
I'm going to put the...
You put Peppermint at 4.
Peppermint at 4 and the garlic flavoured chocolate at 5. Yeah.
See, I'm stuck because the Sticky Toffee at number 1 is definitely
locked
for me.
in. Mint's probably number 2.
It is. It was going to be number 3, but I think it is number 2.
Yeah.
It's there for me.
So it's just our 2 and 3 that are switched around.
No, because then I'd put the Rocky Road 3. Is that what you did? Then I'd go Black Forest, then the cola.
Did I not do that? I think I put...
Let's listen back.
No, I'm going to do what you did, but except for the...
So you're going to put Peppermint 3?
No,
you're not
I
going
can't.
to do that.
I'm going to stick with what I did because I can't even remember.
Tomorrow, Katie would hate you if you put Peppermint
sticking to my guns.
4.
No, Peppermint's definitely 4. Peppermint 4, garlic 5.
Okay.
That's a solid choc chat.
Chocky chat.
Well done. 5 things. You must have come into some money this week to buy 5.
We made profit in Sydney and
Yeah.
had extra cents to spend.
You have laid that laid that earnings into Choc Chat, and I respect you for it.
Even though we haven't been paid for Sydney yet, it's all good.
I'm gonna start saving so that I can
I think I was fine. I think I got a good special. No, I didn't get I think they were $4 a block.
Yeah, I won't be doing the $8 a block again.
No, don't do that.
I didn't even check today. I did my groceries
even on $1
today.
million a year salary that you're on. That's a lot of
no
money.
kids, single income, no kids.
Okay, good Choc Chat.
Yeah, good Choc Chat.
All right, we on to this?
I've got to tell you. You go. Oh no, it's okay.
No, it's your podcast.
No,
go.
it's okay. You go.
No,
It means it's not even relevant.
I'm not
to anything.
hitting it until you do it.
It's not relevant. Oh, I don't know why I just thought of it. We're just talking about budget. I think I just thought we're
going to get political. Are we? The budget.
No, I got a quote for solar panels on my house this week, last week, and I've been looking at the numbers and everything.
More than one panel?
Yeah, they were going to fit a few panels,
Okay, cool.
a few panels on a roof, and the guy sends this quote through, and all the numbers and whatever, like the cost and everything, and I said, "Oh, do you think it's And I was like, "Oh yeah, I think I might do it," but the quote was like $6,200, and yeah, but then he did all these savings, like, yeah, you're going to save the money and whatever, and I said, "Oh, will you guys be able to do it for me?" And he said, "No. You're going to have to call Beyonce." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Oh, you're going to need all the shingle ladies."
Oh! How long have you... my biggest question
Katie's shit pun of the week.
Did that actually happen?
I legit did get a quote for solar panels, and then I saw that shit pun. I was like, "Oh, the stars have aligned."
You weren't going to say it. Bullfuck, you weren't going to say it.
You kept making me talk. I'm like, "Oh, he's in. We got it." Did I get you though?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, well done.
You get to have a go too, though, if you like. So you're not going to use the one you had. You're just going to go straight to the book.
I'm just trying to. I'm going to open up, but I don't want to tell you. I don't want you to think.
I still need to pick which one's which.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and I'm going to pick, and then I'm going to choose whether I read it.
It's either that or it's that.
Or the other one. Okay, so here we go.
I gotcha.
All right, here we go. Okay, do I read this one first or do I tell you the one I've got in my head? This is all the mind game thing I need to say now.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Pretend I'm reading.
How well do I know my friend right now?
Okay, here we go. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
To.
To who?
No, it's to whom.
Okay. That's one. Okay, if you must.
Okay. Why do hamburgers make good baseball players?
I don't know.
They're great at the plate.
Oh, they're both pretty shit, Matt. Okay, so my job is to pick which one was the shit dad joke.
Oh, no, just which one. I guess which one was funnier. Like if you had to rate them as which was shitter?
I liked To Whom. I thought. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I hated them both, to be very clear.
Doesn't matter.
But, yeah.
I'm better than this book.
Yeah, you are. That's two from two for you.
Just to prove it, there's the baseball right there.
2 from 2 for you, better than the book. Okay. Let's go. Done.
This could be my joke book. Anyway, I should do Matt Green jokes. Better than the book. That's a published book. There's a published author that is getting royalties from that, and I'm apparently 2 from 2. I'm better.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's a small sample. Let's just keep.
We'll just see
going.
When it gets to 20-0, then it's a
Yeah. We're going to swiftly head into this.
From the pouch.
Quick from the pouch for me this week.
Home.
Weirdly related to the from the pouch I'm about to do is you taking a big mouthful of food. Weird from the pouch that just came up in my memory this afternoon.
I guess I know you said that.
Well, it's not the exact moment of what you just said then. What do you think it's going to be?
Is it the flour?
No.
Okay.
No. It's not necessarily you were there and you were part of it, but the actual memory is not necessarily you. So Matt and I were in a band together a long time ago called Remember 7. And we were called Remember 7 for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons was we were working with some orphans and vulnerable children in Zambia in Africa, and they were all children that were part of a feeding program, and they only had one meal a day. And so we started doing this thing where for 7 days we lived. It's not super funny, but Matt's just started cacking himself.
Is this
about
Nashville?
It is Nashville. You picked it. Okay, so we started doing this thing where every so often in the year we would have just one meal a day for 7 days to remember these kids that we were working with in Africa. It's terrible that we're laughing because so we would have one meal a day, and it was normally around either mid-morning or lunchtime, right? That's when we would have the meal.
Because that's when they had theirs.
Yeah, that's when they had theirs. And so we did that, and the first time we did it, it was all good, and we did it a few more times.
Tough.
And then, it was, I mean, it was hard. The first few times I did it, it was really hard.
It was from memory, like I would be, and even if I did it now, I'd be fine in the morning. I could get through to lunch. It was that.
It's getting to sleep at night hungry.
It's that 5, 6, 7 p.m. and just wanting to have dinner.
Yeah. So we did it a few times, and then the actual from the pouch, which is, I cannot believe that Matt knows exactly what I'm about to say, but our band went on a tour in America. There was this one stop. We're in Nashville, and I don't know if it was the start. We decided we need to refocus because we're telling stories about all these kids on the road, and we just wanted to refocus and
we were in Nashville for 2 weeks, weren't we?
We were there for a while. Yeah, we wanted to just set ourselves and just refocus. Do this one meal a day, just to remember the whole reason we were doing all this music. And my from the pouch today is the day. I don't remember if it was the first day we did it or somewhere in the middle, but we were doing it, and it got to the time we were about to eat, and we all prepared our food, and then I looked over and saw our guitarist Joy.
Skippy Joy.
Skippy Joy.
Who would hate to be called Skippy Joy?
She would hate it so much. I looked over, and Joy's one meal for the day was 2 packs of mee goreng noodles, 2 pieces of toast with like 7 eggs on it, some baked beans, and a
can of baked beans.
can of baked beans, and a 1.25 litre Dr. Pepper. And she was like, right, I'm set. That's like more calories than one human needs in a week. She just had it all laid out around her like a buffet.
We've got to find the photo because it's like the biggest bowl of noodles, and then the toast is just piled on
with eggs and baked beans.
The whole, I think she's in the photo, she's eating the baked beans. That were just the most disgusting baked beans that had lard in them.
Man.
Oh,
yeah. We were trying to do this respectable one meal a day, and I looked over and saw that's what Joy had in front of her.
I can do it one meal a day.
Took her 7 hours to eat her one meal, but it was only one meal.
She finished a dinner.
So that's my from the pouch.
Well done.
Anything you need to add to that, or we good?
No, that's brilliant. It's done.
Yeah,
well done.
That's from the pouch.
From the pouch. Oh, well done.
Oh, dear me. That's a bit of a long app. Not too bad, but I think we've hit. I'm glad you finished with that. Oh, well done. I just remembered that when I was driving this afternoon. I thought,
so good.
Oh, it was pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah.
And on that note, we're done.
We are. Check yourself at the door.
I hope you found that little bit as funny as we did. I know you weren't there. We'll have to try. She's going to hate if we put that photo up because there's that photo of her sitting in that corner gas T-shirt.
Just surrounded by food.
Oh,
it's very good.
I think that might be the best part from the pouch, I think, ever to date in 24 episodes. We haven't laughed like that, have we?
Not from a I can't believe you could pick the exact moment, the moment I started telling the story.
Oh,
it's one of my favourite things ever.
Yeah. Because that photo circulates in our, like, just you and I, our message chat maybe once every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it pops up. So funny. So funny. So many funny memories from that tour we did, though, in America. So
yes, the best and the hardest thing we've ever done.
It is. Yep. That's a true, accurate statement. Accurate statement.
Oh. Well, on that note, thank you, everyone, for tuning in to, what's this episode called? Bam Bam, Thank You Ma'am? Is that what it's called?
No, I just said Bam Bam.
Would love you to, I don't know what I was about to say. Follow us on socials that we never, ever post on, but we're going to start.
There's nothing. Yeah, we might. That was one of our regrets. So we might dig into that a bit.
Give you those logins, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. We are, as I said, we are a podcast loosely, although this is very heavily based on music, a little bit of choc chat there, here and there. But yes, thank you for giving us your ears. We will be back again. And as we found out today, we're a fortnightly podcast. So keep your ears peeled. Ears peeled? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is now. For a fortnight.
What are we? Is the Outer Falls gig within a fortnight?
Yeah, it is. It's 2 weeks, 17 days away.
Okay, so we'll be probably just after that, I reckon we'll record.
Yeah, so that's almost 3 weeks. But that's fine.
But that's almost 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks and a
bit. You're not going to have time the week before. But yeah, it's an almost fortnightly podcast, loosely based on music.
It might be by
that
the time
rolls
this is
right
out.
off the tongue.
It does.
Yeah, very good.
So yeah, thank you everyone. Take care and have an amazing week.
Bam, bam.